You cannot say, okay, I cannot have mango because I'm a diabetic. You can have a mango, okay, but combine it with some nuts. But fat diets, I would request everybody, please don't fall prey of it. Keto diet are meant for people who have epilepsy. Okay. It has to be done under a supervision. I'll have green tea, I'll have oats, I'll have sprouts, I'll have salads, and I'll deprive myself of all the good foods. That's the biggest mistake you can do to yourself or to to your system when you say, I'm not eating my favorite khana. I've stopped eating my fish curry, or I've stopped eating, like, my favorite is rajma rice. I've stopped eating rajma rice, and iski jagah mein I will just do a big plate of salad. No, you can't do that.
Welcome back to another episode of Popcorn with Piyu. I'm your host Priyanka Negdesai, and today we are diving deep into the world of nutrition and healthy eating with none other than Dr. Harpreet Pasricha, a renowned dietitian and nutritionist. Harpreet, it's wonderful to have you with us. Hi, Dr. Harpreet. Could you tell us what inspired you to choose this career path?
Priyanka, there were actually a lot of reasons, and one of the major reasons was, I would say, my elder brother. I was very interested in medical and I wanted to be a doctor. And at that point, he told me, listen, in this field, there's so much saturation being in medical field. And if you look at nutrition, some paramedical field, you probably will get more options, right?
Yes.
And you will probably be the pioneer. And he was right. He had that vision. He was 8 years elder to me. He is 8 years elder to me. So actually, he's the one who motivated me to get into this field, and I'm very, very thankful and have a lot of gratitude for him to push me towards this field.
Okay, that's inspiring. Okay, now eating healthy is something which is different for different individuals depending on who you ask.
Correct.
And with excess of social media, we have like too many opinions out there. And with all this conflicting advices, how would you define it, what it is to eat healthy?
See, first of all, you'll also have to understand that what's coming on social media, what's circulating on WhatsApp, or what you see on Instagram may not be authentic information. Okay. First of all, if you go to Google, like, say I have a headache, or I have a cold, or I see some symptom on my skin, what we do is we start Googling. And when you're Googling, what is going to happen? There is no right information which you're going to get, because it's just an information out there. It's not the knowledge by the doctors. There are hardly some journals which are kept there, and you'll find a relevant sources to get to know what exactly do you have. So similarly, you have to understand that whatever comes on social media, whatever influencers are talking about it, just because I have lost weight, I can teach you how to lose weight, or just because I have done a 3 months of diploma and I can tell you what you can do, is please don't fall prey for it. You have to figure out, first of all, that what a nutritionist is, okay, what kind of courses she has done, has she spent 7-8 years on that, on the studies, and does she has that authority to come and now help out with your health? That's the first thing I would suggest everybody. And just don't fall prey of something and just a fancy gimmick ki haja mujhe ye karna hai to mujhe ye karna hai. 2 is, health is something like what works for me may not work for you. Okay. You have 2 eyes, nose, lips. I have. We don't look same. None of us look same. We may look familiar, but we don't look same. Similarly, you have heart, kidney, duodenum, pancreas, gut. I also have. What works for me will not work for you. It will depend on your genetics. Okay. It will depend on what your ancestors have been eating. Okay. It will also depend on what are your medical symptoms, or any symptoms, like, do you have a hair loss? Are your periods regular? Do you get bloating? So based on that, so there is no food which is healthy. There is no food which is unhealthy. A healthy food like cucumber may be dangerous for me because I have gut issues, and an unhealthy food may also not cause me any trouble because my gut is very healthy. So there is no correct definition of health. I would say health is when you're physically, mentally, socially, and spiritually in a right frame where all 4 are all connected, interconnected.
Okay. So do you follow a specific diet yourself?
Yes, of course. Because
can you share that with us?
See, what happens is, I'm 46 years old. I'm in my perimenopause, and my requirement of my diet requirement changes at every stage of my life. During my pregnancy it was different, post pregnancy it was different, perimenopause is different, and I first go through my blood work. Like, I do my blood work every year.
Okay.
See if I have any deficiencies, okay, if my vitamin D, B12, iron. So based on that, I do have, I plan out my diet. Also based on what is the season. If it's rainy season, right? If it is winters, if it is summers, your diet has to change as per your stage, as per your symptoms, as per your medical report, and as per even the season. So it completely depends on watermelon season mein hoga, to watermelon will be in my diet. If mango is in the season, mango will be in my diet. Okay. So I do follow a certain, pattern because that works for us. If you take care of your body takes care of you.
What do you think about this popular trend, something like intermittent fasting? What has been considered as cool or classy in the current generation?
As we're just speaking, there's so many fad diets. We talk about fad diets, whether it's keto, high protein, or just being on fruits, or detoxing yourself, or intermittent fasting. Some things may work for some people, and some things may not work. There are a lot of researchers which show that intermittent fasting works for men and it doesn't work for women. And we have seen this in lot of our patients as well, especially women post 40 years.
Okay.
It doesn't work for them. It rather causes more inflammation, low energy levels, and a lot of deficiencies. But for some people, it does work. Now, the question is also, for how long?
Yeah.
Okay. First thing is, for how long can you do intermittent fasting? Are you doing for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, or forever? Okay. Are you getting your body into a habit of eating just for a month and two, like just one meal, 2 meals, and is this permanent? Now, and also what depends is the window. If I'm doing like a basic 11 to 12 hour of intermittent fasting, that's usually not harmful and it's quite beneficial to many people because your body gets rest.
Okay.
But if I start doing an 18 hour, 16 hour of window where I'm like, hungry for 18 hours and then all of us suddenly eating in 6 to 8 hours, I'm eating like double the meal, it is going to affect me in a negative way and not in a positive way. So I would recommend that whenever you're doing something, you should know, why am I doing it? Am I doing it for weight loss? Am I doing to reset my whole system?
Okay.
Do I have a gut inflammation? That is why I'm doing it. What is my window? Okay. Whether do I get any acidity, migraines, headaches, any of these concerns if I see while I'm doing this? There's loads what you have to consider while doing any of these kind of diets. But fat diets, I would request everybody, please don't fall prey of it. Keto diet are meant for basically it's a medical diet. And what we were taught 25 years back in my internship with Krishna Medical College was that it is for people who have epilepsy. Okay. It has to be done under a supervision. Okay. You have to check the ketones. It's not a weight loss diet. It will give you weight loss. Why? Because you're tweaking the entire macro, your carbohydrate, fat, protein, and you're giving a job to your body. But again, for how long will you do it? Okay. How about the deficiencies? What you get? I have a picture I can show you right now of a patient who has a big patch of hair loss, which is called as alopecia, just because she went on keto diet for almost 8 to 9 months.
Damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, is it true that eating after 7 p.m. can cause weight gain?
See, first of all, we always have suggested your breakfast should be heavier and then your lunch should be a little lighter and then dinner should be the lightest. And if you're sleeping within 2 hours or 3 hours after your dinner, okay, fair enough, you can have your dinner by 7. But there are people who sleep little later because they have late night shifts or however. So then, of course, if you're eating at 7 and then you're not eating anything till 12 o'clock and then you are going to sleep, you may end up getting some acidity. Even people who are diabetic may also see low levels of sugar. So it'll completely depend on your lifestyle, first of all. Okay, what kind of lifestyle, what kind of work you are in, what is the kind of meal you are eating at that point. Are you eating a heavier meal, lighter meal? If I'm saying, I'm going to eat lighter dinner and I'm going to have at 7 and I'm going to sleep at 12, it will definitely give me a problem. So eating post 7 or pre-7 doesn't really matter. It matters what you're eating and what time are you also sleeping.
Okay, consider someone is having a meal at 7 o'clock, but he or she is having some lighter dinner. And
7 o'clock is the main meal?
Yeah.
That's his dinner. That's a dinner. Okay.
And he or she is not eating anything for next 4-5 hours, and because of his work schedule, he goes to sleep late at night around 12 o'clock. How is it going to affect his or her body? Consider I'm doing that in hypothetical situation.
So if you are eating a dinner by 7 o'clock and then after that you are studying or you're doing some kind of office work, you need some energy to fuel your system, isn't it?
Yes, right? I do.
Yeah. So you may have things like a couple of dates, few soaked almonds, maybe an apple.
Yeah.
So maybe a small mid-meal snack, what we call,
Yeah.
is another good option. So again, it depends basically what is your schedule, what is your peak hunger time. Like for me, my peak hunger time is like 5:36 when I go back.
Yeah.
So I have a heavier snack
Meal
at that time. I have a heavier snack.
Yeah.
And then I have by 8:30 I'll have a lighter meal because by 10:30 I go to sleep.
Oh.
Okay, so it depends again, individual
Depends
to
on your
individual, your lifestyle, your work pattern, and everything.
Okay. What's one habit that you have adopted which has improved your health significantly?
One habit, I have a lot of habits. First of all is I make sure that we have cut down a lot of processed food at home. So whether it is ketchups, whether it is what you call chocos for kids and stuff. So we do a lot of things at home. We cook at home.
You guys make ketchups at home?
The ketchups, chocos, or we at least source things from authentic sources who are going to give you things without palm oil, without sugar. They're expensive. So that's one habit which even I have taught my daughters.
Yeah.
So they are also very much involved with me. So we do a lot of things like making cookies at home, making the milk cereals. We do granola bars at home. So we do loads of things. So that's one habit which I have purposely taken so that my daughters also learn and they inculcate this. And exercise, 30 minutes whatsoever chahiye has to be part of me.
Exercise is it?
I could go for a walk. I'm a TT player. I'm a national level TT player. So I play TT. I could go swim. I would do yoga. But something which is a physical activity, I definitely do. Another thing is I do a lot of grounding. That is walking barefoot on a grass in my lawns for 5 minutes in the morning. That's something which I do very regularly because these all things, as I told you, your health is not just about what you eat, physically healthy. It also depends on your mental health, social health, spiritual health. So doing small things like this keeps your cortisol levels in place. Like it gets your body into a rest and digest mode instead of a fight and flight mode. So there's a lot of things which we all need to work, and especially me being a perimenopause, I had to work on all these things.
Okay. So how can someone figure out which diet works best for their body and lifestyle?
See, what I suggest everybody is get your blood work done first. Okay. Understand what is your cholesterol levels, your lipid profile, your thyroid, your uric acid, your kidney function, your liver function, vitamin D, B12. Okay. What is your CRP level? Is there any inflammation? So first thing is get your blood work done.
Okay.
Then correlate it with any of your symptoms: hair loss, periods, skin issues, energy, shortness of breath. Okay. Your sugar levels, if there are any like excessive thirst or something like that. So then based on that, these two factors, now understand what is your lifestyle. Okay. What kind of profession I am in?
Yeah.
Am I in a profession where I have to be running around, or I'm into sedentary work?
Yeah.
Depending on all that stuff, you need to design a plan for yourself, what is comfortable and what is doable in the long run. I can't do something as a course. Ki chalo 2 mahine, 1 month. But for how long will you do it? You can't do it. So understand your body. Understand what genetically your body is happy with. Say, I'm a Punjabi, wheat probably my system will be very happy with. You're a Goan, your body will be very happy with rice.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to give food to your system, as per even your genes. That's why we also do nutrigenomics. We also have a nutrigenomic test nowadays. So based on all these things, based on your symptoms, based on your blood reports, based on your lifestyle, you have to plan up your diet, and again, based on your season. Because if it's winters or winter season or summers or rainy.
Because you have mentioned that we are Goans and we live in Goa, and you are also part of Goan culture right now.
Yes.
I have a question regarding it. Goan culture has this staple fish curry rice as primary staple food.
Correct.
So do you think it has enough nutritional values in it?
You know what? When I came into Goa about 24 years back, it was the biggest challenge for me when I started working here, because people were so comfortable eating their fish curry rice every day. And for dinner, if they were Hindu Goans, they would eat more of a roti bhaji, and others would do poi and chicken or poi and meats. Okay. Actually, there was no fruits, like only banana, coconut, mango, whatever you grow here was available. Apples, oranges, mousambis were not even available. So what you see in the sabzi mandi lane where the fruit shop is, there used to be no fruit shops, and there used to be just the local ladies selling the local fruits. Okay. But slowly we started, introducing these things to people who are here in Goa and explaining them you can do your fish curry rice, but you need to have a bowl of vegetable. You could do your chicken and everything, but you also need to do a plate of salad. Okay,
Yeah.
you could replace your poi or pav with a chapati, which is more healthier.
Okay.
And I'm glad that people were very receptive. I was told initially, oh, people are not going to listen. But I'm
Yeah.
so glad that people in Goa were receptive because unka main staple diet nahi gaya. There was additions. How to make the food more wholesome.
So that they get all the required nutrients.
Exactly. So certain things like adding chia seed to your water. Okay, eating flex seeds
Yeah.
or making a flex seed chutney. They were okay with that. So it's basically how you are going to combine your food finally makes the whole difference. But if you're just going to eat plain fish curry rice without any vegetables around, without any salad, no, definitely it's not healthy. But if you're going to include some kind of vegetables, seasonal vegetables, whether it is tamari bhaji or whether it is palak or what's the methi, it's definitely healthy.
Okay. So imagine a situation wherein a 45-year-old individual is diagnosed with cholesterol but he loves eating his fried food. So how are you going to help him make a healthier choice without feeling deprived?
There are a lot many ways. First of all, we have to educate them.
Okay.
You can't start telling them, okay, listen, from today you're going to eat a bland food. You're not going to fry your food. No, that's not the way you work, right?
Okay.
You have to give them options. What you could do with this. Whether you could
Options
bake,
as in?
as in you could do shallow fry. What kind of oil you can use. You could use air fryer. You have to teach them. But if I say, oh, you can't have fried fish, he's not going to listen. He's going to be say, okay, fine. मैं जा रहा हूँ वापस, I'm going to eat all that things back. I have few years of my life and I'm going to eat all that. That's a standard answer people give. Okay, but when we give them options, that's what our team does. We're very good with counseling. So we counsel them, we educate them, we tell them what are the repercussions, and we don't scare them. We give them options how they can tweak, and that's how they manage. It's very easy to manage. You just, as I told you, like with my daughters, the granola bars or whether it is to do the milk cereals, we've tweaked it with healthy ingredients and made it look nice. They're okay to have it. It's all about our human psychology, food psychology, what we call. If I look at the food, it's looking good, I'll eat it. Correct.
So what's your go-to healthy yet tasty snack option?
Snack option? Many. I like roasted grams, I like makhanas, nuts are something which is part of my daily routine snack, which is very regularly, which I'll have. I'll also do things like kathi rolls, which we make at home with chapati and some egg into it and some mushroom sauteed or chicken into it. So loads of them. As I told you, if you go to my Insta page, we have so many recipes which I share with all of them. That this is what you can do. You can do a jowar cracker at home. You can do an oat cookie at home. You can do nut and date balls. There's so many things.
Yes. Okay. Do you think are there any traditional Indian food that are undervalued?
Many.
Which ones?
Amla, coconut oil, ghee, moringa.
Like there is controversy regarding coconut oil. A lot of people say that it's not healthy, but there are things.
Yeah, it has a medium chain triglyceride, which is MCT, which is definitely healthy. And if you're doing like coconut, as in coconut, you're doing coconut oil. Obviously, consumption of any oil in excess is bad, whether it is ghee, whether it's sunflower oil, whether anything. But if you talk about traditional food, I would say coconut oil, ghee, white butter. Then your moringa, jisko drumsticks bolte hain, uska patta or even the sabzi, that's something, a superfood, which I would say. Okay, I would also say that having things like amla or ghar ka kacha haldi. Like I grow that haldi very often at my place. And today only I harvested it and made
Do you have it raw or do you put it in milk or something?
Raw haldi, you just need to take it out and make a pickle out of it. You can do a kacha haldi ka sabzi. You could do so many things. You can make even amla, haldi, ginger. You can just grind it together and freeze it in a freezer and take a cube of it and put hot water and have it in the morning for your hair and skin and for your immunity.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. What common mistake people make when they try to eat something healthy?
Oh, lots of them. I'll have green tea, I'll have oats, I'll have sprouts, I'll have salads, and I'll deprive myself of all the good foods. That's the biggest mistake you can do to yourself or to to your system when you say, I'm not eating my favorite khana. I've stopped eating my fish curry or I've stopped eating like my favorite is rajma rice. I'll stop eating rajma rice and iski jagah mein I will just do a big plate of salad. No, you can't do that. You just need to balance it right. So never just get on something which is called as diet foods. Just don't eat them in excess, okay, and deprive yourself of the basic home cooked food. Your basic home cooked food is very healthy. It may not be very balanced with proteins and antioxidants. You have to make sure that you're balancing it right.
Okay, that's a valuable one. Okay, now because superfoods are all the range these days, what's your opinion about it? Like, are they undervalued?
What are superfoods? So superfoods are something which are going to give you that extra shot in your system, right? So अभी जैसे आंवला का season है, it's a superfood. Right? If you consuming it in a chutney form or as I told you, pickle form, or you're having it in a amla juice, it's very healthy. It's going to boost up your vitamin C levels like anything. So superfoods, depending what are you calling them as a superfood? Superfood वो food है जिनको हम also functional foods भी कहते हैं. And when you have it in a concentrated form, they benefit your system. Yeah, and they benefit to another level.
Yes.
So, but if I start having, okay, I'm going to do only matcha whole day, and I'm going to do something, all the fancy foods what you get from abroad, and get a big hole in your pocket, no, those are not superfoods. What you get here, like say if you say blueberries are superfood, yes, but only at the place where it is grown. Abhi, if you're getting it from Australia, it's taking you months and months to get it here. Okay, where is the nourishment gone? Where are the vitamins? Where are the minerals gone? ये बट अभी महाबलेश्वर से स्ट्रॉबेरी आ रहा है सुपर फूड है ना eat that.
Yeah. So how can someone create balanced diet without breaking their banks?
Balanced diet is so much easy and so much cheap because whatever you're growing here
At
locally,
home.
right, whatever is grown in your state, in your city is, and whatever is grown in that season, right now, if whatever is in the season, if lauki is in the season, or if bhindi is in the season, or palak is in the season, in Punjab it is sarson ka saag in season, and red carrots are in season, beetroot is in season. Those are your superfoods, those are your traditional foods, those are your local foods, those are your seasonal foods. They are not expensive at all. They are definitely not expensive at all. That's what even a normal labor class is eating, and you will see that they don't have any deficiencies. People who are, we call malnourished, that is mall में जाके जो खाते हैं, those are the people who are always having deficiencies and carrying deficiencies, other than these people who are actually eating local जो उनको मिलता है, जो भी green vegetables, radish आ गया तो radish खा लिया, beetroot आया तो उसका पत्ता खा लिया, they are never deficient, and it's most inexpensive, I would say very very inexpensive food.
Okay. Now these days we have a lot of fast food available everywhere. So in that case, how can one resist their temptation, especially in social or work setting?
You have your phone?
I do.
Okay. Do you have Zomato and Swiggy?
Yeah, I do.
Take it out. That's the best way to resist it, because if you have these applications, they will keep sending you some or the other message. Pizza is calling you, burger is waiting for you, and then you get tempted. Right?
Sure.
So that's first thing that you have to.
But here is the thing, okay? So let's just come back to my point only. So consider my situation. I have to keep traveling. I've been in Jaipur, I've been in Mumbai, I've been in Goa. So in that time, my only savior is Swiggy and Zomato. I cannot rely on anything because there's no home cooked food. There's no one to. In that case, how do I have a balanced diet in my life?
If you want to make it happen, you will make it happen. That's what I did. Okay. If you're working, right, you're moving around because of your work or your studies, right? You want to travel, you have to reach on so and so date. You will make sure whether you get a ticket, you don't get a ticket, you will reach. Correct? So if I want to eat healthy, like my daughter is a squash player, she plays for India, so she travels a lot. So we do a lot of pre-prepping meals and give it to her. Whether it's nachni laddus, okay, whether it is some poha mix which we make it at home, which she just has to mix it in hot water. So it depends how much do you really love yourself. How much do you really care for yourself? How much do you really respect yourself? Like for your work, you say, ये तो बहुत important है, मुझे assignment complete करना है. You will wake up overnight and you'll finish it. How much do you love yourself? How much do you love your hair? How much do you love your skin? How much do you love your whole entire system, and you want your immunity to always be good? It depends to that love. If you love and respect your body will respect.
You're going to make time.
You will take out time. And while you're traveling, banana is easily available. Coconut water is easily available. Roasted grams, आराम से लेके जा सकते हो. Nuts you can easily carry. Right? While you're ordering, you can easily order. Like I have a lot of my nutritionists who are staying in a PG and they're not able to cook or manage. So I tell them one thing. Okay, why don't you just get home one of tiffins, which you can order from, and which actually comes out more economical, and then you get home cooked food. Then ordering Swiggy. Swiggy में वही बिरयानी तुमको 200 रुपए में मिलेगी, and here for 100 rupees you'll get your दाल चावल सब्जी. Have that. So everywhere you are so active, everybody's so smart, everybody's so smart with social media. If you just put on a WhatsApp status and I'm in so and so place and I need a home cooked food tiffin service, you'll get 10 answers there.
Sure. Okay. So Dr. Harpreet, there are a lot of women of our age who are dealing with PCOS and PCOD these days.
Yes. And Goa, do you know Goa is number one?
Goa is
Number one state.
Yeah. That's probably because we consume a lot of red meat.
Chicken.
Yeah.
Most of the gynecologists, if you go to, they will ask you first to stop chicken. Okay, not just red meats.
So are there that is what I was supposed to ask, whether we need to avoid certain kind of food and prioritize something in our diets.
See, have you heard your mothers or grandmothers talking about polycystic ovaries? They wouldn't even have known this term. This has come into picture last 12 to 15 years. पहले ये सुनने को ही नहीं मिलता था कि polycystic PCOS. Actually, if you ask me, in my graduation and post-graduation PhD, I have never studied about polycystic ovaries. No, it's not there in our syllabus. Okay, because ऐसी कोई बीमारी नहीं थी. Diabetes थी. Okay, CKD थी. Liver cirrhosis के बारे में हमने पढ़ा है. But we have not read about polycystic ovaries. Why? Because that was not something which was relevant at that point. वहाँ उस time ये hardly कभी सुनने को मिलता था.
But chicken was available at that time.
Yes, even milk. Right? Because the sources were right. So now they are mixed breeds. They are given the kind of fodder they are given. So the kind of feed they are given to the chicken, that is all messing it up. जो normal chicken आपका 4 से 5 महीने में बड़ा होता है, अब वो 21 दिन में with injections, with growth hormone injection बड़ा हो जाता है, and that what you are taking inside is affecting your uterus and ovaries and your entire hormone profile. Okay, so polycystic ovaries तभी आता है if you are not taking care of yourself. Simple. If you are exercising, if you're limiting your processed meat, okay, not eating salami, sausages, these kind of stuff, you're not having processed food, you're eating home cooked meals, okay, you're having your basic जो मम्मी घर पे खाना बनाती है, soups बने तो soups पी लिया, vegetable juices बने तो vegetable juices पी लिया. If you're having your all that foods, you will never get polycystic ovaries. It's only when I don't exercise. देखिए, I am just sitting down at one place, sedentary lifestyle. मैं कुछ भी नहीं करती, बैठी रहती हूँ. फिर मैं चिप्स का पैकेट खा लेती हूँ. फिर उसके बाद मैं स्विगी पे कुछ बर्गर ऑर्डर या मोमोज खा लेती हूँ. So I will have polycystic ovaries because I don't exercise. I am eating wrong. I am also stressed out all the time. I'm sleeping late. I'm on the phone. I'm on the gadgets all the time because I'm messing my system up.
What about consider a situation wherein you are having balanced diet, but you are in a stressful situation, wherein like because of work and current generation is definitely in stressful situation.
Not just current generation. I would say all the generations at this point. Are going. Yes. Whether it is our generation or your generation, because the world is competitive. It is too fast, and there are too many things. Like 5 years में technology changes.
Everything.
So stress is going to be part and parcel.
So in case someone is having balanced diet, can they still have PCOS or PCOD because of stress?
Yes, about 30% chances, yes. But then if you know that how do I deal with this? Stress तो नहीं जाने वाला कहीं, वो यहीं रहेगा. Okay? Competitive world तो कहीं खत्म नहीं होने वाला. Technologies और बढ़ती ही जा रही है. But how are you dealing with it? Is the question. जैसे अगर आपको पता है monsoons आने वाले हैं तो आप क्या करते हैं? अपने घर को protect करते हो ना? है ना? You put whatever polythenes and whatever is required. Similarly, when you know stress around है तो क्या करना है? Exercise करना है, breathing exercises करना है, सही खाना खाना है, time पे सोना है. If you do all these things, you will not have any of these issues. So you need to know how do I protect myself? How do I guard myself? You can't say कि अच्छा मैंने I am vulnerable. You are vulnerable because you are not guarding yourself. Guard yourself in the right way and you should be good.
Okay. So for our listeners managing diabetes, what's the best food to maintain stable blood sugar level in their body?
First of all, understand whether you have type 1 diabetes or type 2. Okay.
The one which is not genetic.
So whether it's type 1 or type 2, first you understand that. Then you understand what is my lifestyle. Okay. Then you understand what is my work routine. And based on that, you cannot say, okay, I cannot have mango because I'm a diabetic. You can have a mango, okay, but combine it with some nuts. ताकि glycemic index ना बढ़े. Combine it with some milk or almond milk. ताकि glycemic index. Combine it with protein. Basically, so there is again no right and wrong food when you go to a normal dietitian, they'll just ask you चीकू बनाना, mango खाना बंद कर दो, चावल खाना बंद कर दो, right? Sugar खाना बंद कर दो. I won't really suggest that. It will be based on what is your sugar levels been. Okay, अगर आप 120, 180, आपका HbA1c कितना 9 and above है, 6 है, 7 है, depending on so many factors. Whether you're also hypertensive along, whether you're also overweight along, whether it is. So we have to first of all go and figure out the core reason why do you have diabetes.
Yeah.
Is are you having a sedentary lifestyle?
Yeah.
Is it genetic because your parents had and now you're also having? Based on all that, whether you eat like a big meal at once and then in between you do not eat anything.
Consider it as a genetic. Can you still control it in some way?
A lot of patients, we have lots and lots of patients we have reversed.
How do we do that if it is
Food
genetic?
combinations, right?
Okay.
Combinations of food, at what time, how nutrients are being mixed up, what macros combination are you giving, what functional foods can be given. There are a lot of functional foods which you must have heard, ki methi kha lo, jamun kha lo, but how much, when to have, after which meal to have. There are a lot of foods which you combine them right. Yes, 90% I would say diabetes can be reversed if you are having a right lifestyle.
Okay. So there's a lot of debate around fruits and diabetes.
Fruits.
Yeah. Is it true that eating certain kind of fruits can spike blood sugar level in your body?
Depends on your system, as I told you. First of all, how your body is reacting. What is your HbA1c level be? Then we try to do a tweak, as I told you. We combine with the protein, like some nuts, milk, almond milk, chia seeds, and then see and maybe give them in the mid meal. Now a lot of people do this big mistake. खाना खाया और उसके बाद में 2 mango खा लिए because mango season है. Okay? Never do that. If diabetics, especially, we give them as a mid-meal snack and not after your lunch or after your dinner. So it can be controlled. You just need to understand how your body is going to react to it.
Okay. On a personal note, was there any specific moment in your career wherein you realized that you are truly making a difference?
Oh yes, many a times, and it gives me ultimate happiness. I'll just show you a picture again on my Insta. It is. There's this lady who was not able to conceive. She was really stressed out and upset about the whole thing. And at one point, she also told her husband that you get remarried. Okay. And she used to feel really bad that her sister-in-law, co-sisters were not letting their kids held by her because this way, no, you're not good for them and stuff because you're not having kids. And she went for so many treatments, IUI, IVF. So we sat with her, gave her counseling because, as I told you, mentally also it affects a lot. Plus, gave her a right diet, spoke to her husband, told him what is his role in this whole thing, how he has to manage her emotionally. And after 1.5 years, she comes back to us with the twins.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, and that also she conceived naturally without any treatment. Then I had a patient who messaged me saying, Harpreet, I got a throat cancer and I'm going to get out of this. Okay, I started my chemo. Please help me. And I have decided that I'm going to run that Mumbai Marathon Standard Chartered. I'm going to run that. Okay, and you have to help me. He was very, motivated. I'm going to get out of this.
Yes.
And we helped him with a diet, pre-chemo, post-chemo, while, the whole process at 6 months. And I was so happy when he ran 42 kilometers of marathon after conquering his cancer. There has been so many incidents, so many.
What's one piece of advice you would give to everyone, no matter of their age and health condition?
I would say one is make sure that you do some breathing exercises every day. Okay. Do some physical activity, 30 minutes. You're fat, you're thin, you are overweight, you're not over. Don't bother about that. Don't think about your physical look. Just go and exercise because it's very important to release right kind of chemicals for your body. Okay. Limit your processed and junk food. Okay, I wouldn't say completely avoid, but biscuit, rusk, namkeen, mayonnaise, ketchups, ice creams, so many of these dips, what you get, this ready-made dips, you will not even realize how many things are you eating, the processed foods you're eating at home. So instead of green chutney khalo na, why are you wanting to eat all the dips and stuff? Or why are you wanting to, eat things like which are frozen nuggets? Right? So instead of have a vegetable cutlet at home, ghar pe bhajiya bana lo, that's much more safer. Just don't think कि fried hai. That's more safer than eating all this processed foods and stuff. So these are my advices which I would give to everybody because this is what is damaging you. Okay, whether it is coming to your gut inflammation or whether it is coming to any inflammation of your system or whether it is coming to things like cancer, the kind of food what we are consuming is damaging us a lot.
Is it possible for anyone to completely avoid processed food in the current time?
First of all, why to completely avoid? Anything in balance is good, right? But certain things which I would say completely avoid, like as I told you, processed meats, frozen, all that snacks what you get, that you should completely avoid. Right? But अगर once a while आप biscuit एक cookie खा रहे हो, एक pastry खा रहे हो, एक जलेबी खा रहे हो, it's okay.
No, what about broiler chicken and all those stuff?
Source. Like I will tell you one thing, one incident. I have a clinic in Ludhiana as well in Punjab.
Yeah.
And about 7-8 years back, we started this drive of A2 milk. That time, hardly people used to know about A2 milk. Okay. We did a lot of presentations with Ficky Flow and we did with Rotary and a lot of things. And people got to know. And the first question was, kahan se source kare? Right? So I asked them, just put it on the Facebook. Right? When they start putting on the Facebook, they start getting sources. Now, when there is demand, they supply. Right? So when you ask 2-3 people around you or put on a WhatsApp status कि यार मुझे गाउंटी चिकन या जिसको हम ग्रास फेड चिकन या ऑर्गेनिक चिकन बोलते हैं मुझे वो चाहिए, you will get at least 3 to 4 leads. Correct? And once you know that I need it, another 5 friends of yours needs it or your cousins need it, there's demand, there'll be supply. So start demanding in the market, you'll get the supply. We are looking for convenience. That is the problem. We just need to source it right.
What a powerful way to end a conversation, Dr. Harpreet. It's nice talking to you.
Same here, Priyanka.
To our listeners, I hope you have taken down notes as today's session is packed with actionable insight. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. Share it with your fellow mates. Until the next time, take care and make every meal count. Thank you.